Okay, once again, I'm Sandy Belcher. I'm the director of the Collegiate High School program. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We have online with us Lou Ann Wren, our program coordinator, and Ramona Wadding, our administrative assistant. So just some housekeeping things to set up right now. If you would like to ask questions, there is a chat box there that you can ask your questions in, and we'll answer the questions at the end of the presentation. College of the Mainlands High School is a replica of early college high schools in the state of Texas. What sets the Collegiate High School apart from other early colleges in the state is the fact that our students can continue their extracurricular activities. They can participate in high school proms and etc. UIL events at their home high school campus. They still remain a part of their ISD. They just come to Collegiate High School for their classes every day. The Collegiate High School has been around for about 17 years now. The program began with 13 students and has grown to over 280 students this last spring. We have 260 students enrolled this semester. It began with surrounding districts in a partnership with our industrial, our petrochemical industry, and in order to build a school that we could add to the petrochemical industry and the workforce there. We actually wrote a grant with the Department of Education in 2003, and we enrolled our first 13 students in 2004. So it's grown quite a bit since then. But since math and science are such a struggle for students, it was really hard for students to finish the program with their degrees. So we started adding math and science is not just a Gulf Coast issue, it's a Texas issue, it's a national issue. So what we've done is that it's kind of evolved into a regular early college high school program, with the exception of the students still belonging to their regular school districts. So we began to add the math and science curriculum, and that exploded when dual credit and early college high schools in the state took off. So we've kind of evolved into what we are now, where we allow 9th through 12th graders, depending on your school districts, to attend. So that's where we are. We've actually have contracts with all of the districts in Galveston County, with the exception of Galveston ISD. We also have a contract with Odyssey Academy on the island, and we have several homeschool and private school students. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint really quick, and we're going to try to answer some of the questions that you have at the end. And hopefully I can answer some of those things that you have questions about as we go forward. Next, please. So it is the mission of the Collegiate High School to prepare high school students to earn college credits in order to achieve their goals, providing a rigorous foundation of academic, interpersonal, and work readiness skills, leading to further education and employment in high demand occupations in the state and global economies. All classes are taken at College of the Mainland. With the exception, we do have some athletes that come to us, and occasionally we have to schedule them so they can be back on campus for their athletic events. We do have some folks in theater. We also have some folks in band. So it depends on where it falls in your schedule at school. We try to work around your schedule. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to make your schedule is going to work perfect. So if it's not going to work perfect, that's something that families are going to have to decide, whether you come to Collegiate High School or you stay at your high schools. And it's absolutely fine to stay at your high school. We do have a good program. We have a great program. We have a good program. We have a great program, but so is your high school. So that's something you all have to figure out when the time comes. Our target students are students who want the rigor and challenge of college coursework. Most of them are first-generation college students, a lot of underserved populations and low socioeconomic students. All students work towards their high school graduation associate's degree at the same time. It is our job to get you out of high school, and that's what we do in public ed, and that's what we're going to do at the Collegiate High School. But you have to get yourself out of college. We can't do that for you. So, Collegiate High School at glance. Enrollment in public high school campus or private school. That means you do have to have with the Collegiate High School or College of the Mainland has to have a contract with your ISD, or you can enroll as a private or homeschool student. Attendance and grades are reported through your public high school. Yes, we do take attendance. That's how your ISDs get paid. That's how they pay us at the college. So we do take attendance, even if you're virtual and or face-to-face. Once again, what I said, participation in high school and college extracurricular activities is encouraged, and you can continue to do that while you're enrolled. We also have a collegiate high school banquet, usually at the end of the semester. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we had a drive-through senior celebration last year, and that's what we'll be doing this year as well. Most of our students usually graduate college graduation prior to, but 2 to 3 weeks before they graduate high school. So this is going to be the difference when you're talking about students enrolled in more than 2 college courses. For those parents that don't understand dual credit is the opportunity to take college level courses for high school credit. In the collegiate high school, I like to call it full-time dual credit, because they're actually full-time college students. They're going to take a minimum of 12 hours, which means 4 classes. But 4 classes times 4 semesters is like 48 hours. You need 60 hours in order to have an associate's degree. So at some point, you're going to take a mini session, you're going to take summer sessions, or a fast track course in order to get your associate degree, if that's what you choose to do. Dual credit, most of the students are taking 2 college courses a semester, and you end up with about 24 credits, about 6 credits shy of your freshman year of college. As I said earlier as well, we do take students from 9th grade through 12th grade, depends on your ISD, and they make that determination. Collegiate high school students do have a 40% tuition waiver at the college. Our board of directors, our board of trustees made that decision, oh gosh, probably over 10 years ago. So about 12 college hours, and this is, to be honest, the cost of going to school at College of Mainland has not changed in the last 10 years. So some fees have changed, and we've added hybrid classes and online classes, and so there's some fees that are associated with those type of courses. But for the most part, for a better way to say it, about $500 a semester. So for about $3,000, your child can get an associate's degree. And parents, if you haven't written a check lately for a university, that's going to save you about $37,000 to $40,000 at a public university in the state of Texas right now. They'll get their first 2 years for around $3,000. We also provide a lending library for our textbooks. We have some great industry partners, and they help us with those costs. Another thing, if you have not written a check for a textbook at a university, it's astronomical. We encourage students once they leave here to make sure they rent their books, because you're not going to need them. So rent them and give them back to them. And we also, there's a lot of coursework, just as I said earlier, especially when you're online classes, but even the face-to-face classes, our math and science and our economics courses have software that are attached to them. They can cost anywhere from $50 to $125 a semester. Biology books about right now are around $200 if you buy them out of the bookstore right now. So your textbooks will end up costing you more than your 12 hours of college classes. We also do have college transition classes. It's a high school class. The first semester is a college class, which is Psych for Success. The next 3 semesters is the high school credit. We provide students with activities to learn how to be successful in college and the workplace. Being organized and time management is is a major issue for students to be successful in college. That's where we see the downfall of any of our students trying to keep up. Like I said earlier, it's college credit. The courses are very rigorous. They're not high school classes for college credit. It's not any different than you or I that have been to college in the years past. It's college work. So that's where we go. That's where that is right now. So next, please. Thank you. Okay, so admissions requirements. Most of our school districts require students to be junior or senior classification. It just depends on the ISD. You have had to have passed all your state assessments. When we prefer Algebra 1, we're talking about 9th graders coming in. Everybody's on a foundation graduation plan now. If you don't know what that is, give your counselor a shout out, because she or he can give you that information, and we can as well. And you have to have a college reading level. We have the new TSI 2 scores on this this PowerPoint. We'll discuss them in just a few minutes, but you have to have a college reading level, because you have to be able to attend English 1301. That's the gateway course to any of the courses there at the college. So here are the admissions requirements. You need to meet with your high school counselor and or your college connections advisor that is from the college that's on your campus at least 1 to 2 days a week. You have to complete the Apply Texas, and that's the application for all colleges and universities in the state of Texas. You have to pass the TSI 2 assessment and or have an exemption with the ACT, SAT, or PSAT, and those scores will be coming up in just a minute. You have to complete a collegiate high school application. It is online under our website, com.edu/CHS, under the student portal or the parent portal. It's on the left-hand side. It's fillable, so you don't have to write in anything, because Lord only knows penmanship is horrible now, so we need it typed in there so we can read it. Parents, there's a portion for you to sign. There's also teacher, counselor, assistant principal recommendations. Students, you have to write a personal essay, and don't have a stroke. It's only 300 words, and I can promise you, if you come to College of the Mainland, you're going to write more than a 300-word essay. You're going to write 5, 10, 15-page papers, and that's the truth. Promise you. You need to submit that application to your high school counselor and or the college connections advisor. If you are a homeschool student or private student listening to this now, you need to just contact the Collegiate High School office, and we'll tell you what you need to do with that. Also, if you attend classes on College of the Mainland's campus, you have to have the meningitis vaccination. They will not register you with one without one. There might be some application deadlines for your high schools. I'm going to be honest, we do not have any of those dates. So you're going to have to ask the high school counselor and or the college connection advisor to get those dates on when their applications are. They have a deadline to submit them to their offices. We'll take students up until the last week before school starts, but totally up to them on how they want to send them to us. So here is the TSI scores. So English language arts, you need a 945 and an essay of greater than 5, or 945 and a diagnostic level of 5 or 6. That's all Greek to me, and probably Greek to you as well, but you'll know it as soon as you take the test. What I do know is that once you take the test, you have to take the entire test. Prior to this, you didn't have to take the whole test. You could take it in sections. Now you have to take the complete test, is all I'm going to say. There is some information on the College of the Mainland's website under the testing center. They'll give you, there's some information on TSI, oh heck, I just forgot the word, practice tests. So you can go on there. Also, the second page of the Collegiate High School application, it gives you those websites as well. Collegiate High School does not require you to have college level math. It's not required for us. It might be for your high schools. That's why you need to check with them. We teach Algebra 2 and Pre-Cal there. So we're going to get you where you need to be in order to get into a college course, but we do not require the math scores, but we do require the reading scores, because just like I said, you need to be able to be register for English 1301 and begin your college career. Here are the TSI exemptions. SAT scores 480, math 530, ACT 19, math score of 19, PSAT. A lot of parents and students worry about PSAT. It's got to be your 10th grade PSAT of 460 and a math of 510. Here's the EOC scores as well, 4,000 in level 2 on English 2, 4,000 level 2 on Algebra 1, and passing grade in Algebra 2, a passing grade in Algebra 2. We don't even give the Algebra 2 into course exam anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. But those scores have to be directly from Pearson or whoever you get those test scores from. I do believe it's Pearson though. Admissions requirements. You're going to also have to provide attendance and discipline records and an official transcript. I would hope that your counselor or your college connection advisor will help you get that information. Make sure they're going to review and approve the applications and make recommendations to move forward to the collegiate high school. However, the collegiate high school makes the final determination on whether you're accepted or not. We will also be calling the student and the parent. There will be an interview. It will either be Zoom or in person or however we can get on there during the pandemic. We'll just do the best that we can. But there is an interview process before you're actually accepted. So the next slide is your individual graduation plan. And, you know, parents, maybe you've heard about individual graduation plans forever. We actually do them. Miss Wren is here online with us, and she does each and every one of them every semester. She updates them. You can see this anytime you want. You'll know where your student is. It's just, it's pretty cut and dry unless you've never been to college. But like I like to tell folks, we've never had anybody not graduate high school. And we do pretty good with students that, as far as their college graduation goes, probably we run about an 85, 88 percentile as far as graduation rates for associate's degrees if the student has been with us for 2 years. Once again, I'll say math and science is a kicker in any university in the state. But I also say if you can make an A or B in any science course at College of the Mainland, you can make an A or B in any university in the state of Texas as well. So just get ready. They're tough courses. This is a sample schedule. Our students go Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's what their schedule. Most of our high school math classes are Monday through Thursdays, just because, once again, math is a kicker. But there are some free times in there. No one goes to school from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock every day, every hour and a half, only hour and a half, I guess how you would say that. Everything's kind of split up. It's folks that have been to college know that you don't have classes every day, all day, but you have to be in classes at least. You have to have at least 3 to 4 classes a day because your attendance goes back to your high school. So you have to be in school half a day in order for your attendance account for for full time at your high schools. Friday classes are supplemental classes. We have tutors on Fridays to help with students from physics to A&P to biology to chemistry to English. Right now they're online, possibly will stay online. It just depends on if students remember to sign in like they need to every day. Right now we're hybrid, meaning students are going to class one day a week and they're online the other days. It's synchronous. They have to be online at a certain time because, once again, attendance counts. So college classes as well are once a week right now. But the plan is in August that we know right now. It will all depend on, COVID-19, the whole 9 yards. But everything is planning on being face-to-face in the fall. And I can promise students and parents as well, they need to be face-to-face. As I stated earlier, we started with 185 students the beginning of the semester. This year, we lost 25 students because they needed to go back to their high schools because they weren't taking care of their business. And we have no desire to see them fail or to have a big whopping F on their permanent transcripts. So we returned them to the high school. We haven't lost 25 students in 10 years that I've been there. So it's been extremely hectic for everyone and tough on our students. So college grades, this is kind of where we fare right now. This is our 2020 college grades. About 4% of our students made Fs, 4% made Ds, 15 Cs, 15%, 29 Bs, and 48% of them As. So, is what I'm saying. Can you come over to College of the Mainland and make all A's? Absolutely. Can you come over to College of the Mainland after making all A's at your high school and make Fs and Ds? Absolutely. It's called, once more time, organization and time management. College professors don't accept late work. Everybody thinks that's a big lie that Belcher says. That's the truth. They don't accept late work. It'll be in their syllabus. No late work accepted. And it's not an excuse. You don't have one. So it's just a zero and you move on, and hopefully you make hundreds on the rest of them. If not, you could be in that D and that F zone, which is horrible. Some of your high schools will pull you back immediately if you make Fs. Not so much Ds, but Dickinson ISD is one of our largest supporters. They do not accept Ds, period. No Ds. They will pull you back immediately. So other components of the collegiate high school, we do college workshops and seminars. Some of the workshops are on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 12:30 and 1:30. It allows students to participate in the different events that they have there on the college. We also do a lot of employability skills. They have a portfolio when they leave. Once again, we talk about the college success course. Our college success course are for students that don't do well. We put them in that the next semester so they can maybe realize some of the things that they might have not done in order to make the better grades. They can participate in extracurricular activities not only at their high school, some things we have at the college. We have university and educational community events that we also try to enjoy as well. Critical success factors of a collegiate high school student. You have to want high academic standards. You wouldn't be on this this presentation if that's not what you're wanting to do. We don't have everybody's top 10%. We don't have everybody's top 25%. Our students range anywhere from the top 10 to the bottom 75%. Some students just don't do well in the high school environment, and that's fine. They come over to college and they thrive. So it's a great thing. Maturity is a big thing. Parents, if you put high school students all in one classroom, you know they're high school students. Once they're mixed amongst other college students, you can't pick them out from anyone else, and neither can college professors. They don't know who's who. So, but you do have to show some maturity. You have to be self-motivated. Once again, I said, you have to get yourself out of college. We can't hold your hand through all this. However, this is a safety net. We do have great working relationships with our college professors. What I will tell parents here now, we can talk a little about FERPA, the Family Education Rights Privacy Act. Once those students step foot on our campus, they become adult students. I know who pays the bills. You don't have to tell me that. We all know that. But they're a college student. In order to for them to be successful in college, they're going to have to talk. They're going to have to communicate with the professor. You can't, nor I can. We can somewhat, and that's what we do, because we do send progress reports out to our college professors and ask how our students are doing about the 9th week, I believe, just to see where we are, especially before drop date. But parents can't call and can't check on grades and things because college professors don't speak to parents. But mom and dad, you can call us and we'll speak. We'll talk to you and we'll try to kind of help with the transition in there, and hopefully we can get them back on the same track. So, students, you have to be responsible. Just like I said, they don't accept late work. If your work's late, I mean, they say, I'm really sorry, you just need to move forward. You can't dwell on it, just got to move forward. But too many late works, too many zeros are going to end up with a big fat D or a big fat F. Not a good thing. You have to be kind of goal oriented. What do you really want to do? We do have a lot of students that, just like I said, probably about 85% of our students that have been with us for 2 years, graduating with associate's degrees. Sometimes that's as far as our kids go sometimes. And it all comes down to money, and can you go to the university and afford to go to the university? Most universities in Texas right now, public universities, are anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 a year. Those aren't made up numbers. You can look them up. I don't know if it's on this PowerPoint or not. We'll tell you about those later. Private universities, $50,000 to $60,000 a year. I don't know anybody that can write that check, but if you can, more power to you, and I hope this all works out and they're successful. But what the worst thing is to do is you go off and you have your child spend $20,000 and they come back home in December. They're like literally at the house, and now they have to go get a job, or dang, they might have to come back to college of the mainland. So you've got to kind of know what you want to do, and you need to steer yourself in that direction, just because classes and college classes cost a lot these days, and it's not going to go down. It doesn't appear to be. So NUSI is the Collegiate High School student organization on campus. They do Heart Walk, they do Ronald McDonald House, they do toy drives, they do food drives related for life. Parents, what this allows, only collegiate high school students can belong to NUSI. However, collegiate high school students can belong to any college organization that we have on campus. And our students are definitely involved in every aspect that we have at College of the Mainland. Phi Theta Kappa, which is the honor society at the college. We have several offices in there. Our Student Government Association, we have one or two in there. They develop, our collegiate high school students develop the Gamers Union. I mean, there's all kind of things. They have the biology club, and students always say, hey, if the biology professor is going to give you 5 extra points on your next test, if you join the biology club and you go clean the beach, you need to go get in the car and go drive down and go clean the beach, because 5 points can be the difference between a C and a D or a D and a F. So you got to get involved. And the other thing, parents, when students are applying to the universities or applying for scholarships, donors want to know what else they've done besides be good students, because we know they're good students if they come to collegiate high school. We know that. But what else are they doing in order to help the community and do things like that? They want to know what you're going to give back. So it's a great opportunity for the students. You know, classes are small. Very few of our classes have 30 students in it. Some of the high school classes have 25 to 28 students. That's our max. There's only 1 or 2 of those. Most college classes have between 15 and 20 students in each class. So the professor gets to know the student pretty well. So that's a perk as well. So y'all probably know Carla Vocal. She's the superintendent at Dickinson. So this is what Carla had to say about the collegiate high school. Participation of Dickinson ISD students in collegiate high school continues to increase every year. Every year that I've been here for the last 10, going on 11. Students complete courses at College of the Mainland that meet high school requirements and earn college credit at the same time. Many of our students graduate with Associate of Arts degrees before they receive their high school diploma. Collegiate high school provides our students with the challenge of college level work. It provides guidance and support to help students transition to college life. In addition, students and parents save a substantial amount of money on tuition because of our partnership with College of the Mainland. And I thank Carla for writing that. Okay, so the next is contact information, my contact information, and Ms. Wadding's contact information. And yes, there is a TSI practice test there as well. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple of questions before they start. I mean, guys, do y'all want to see if there's any questions in the queue, and then we can go from there? I've got some things that they probably want to know, so I can answer those as well.
There is one.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this for the COM opportunity for incoming juniors to attend COM in the 11th and 12th grade? They piped this one in earlier.
The COM opportunity grant, that will be no. You have to be a high school graduate in order to do the COM opportunity grant. What I can tell you is this, depending on the school district, well, no, it's not good. No, ma'am. You have to be a high school graduate. So financial aid. Students, in order to fill out the FAFSA and to be to apply for financial aid, students have to have graduated high school. So that's not part of this. So just let you guys know that. Is there another question? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's where the financial, we do have some partners that help us with through COM Foundation that help students and parents that are on free and reduced lunch. It's about $200 a semester if they qualify. Occasionally there are some scholarships through College of the Mainland for dual credit collegiate high school students. It just depends on the donors at the time. So I guess the next thing is AP or dual credit. Okay, so I'm gonna be politically correct for everybody. AP or dual credit AP is a little busy work. College work is really college work and rigorous work. You have to complete your work in college or you don't get grades, FYI. AP, you take a test, you just pay anywhere from $50 to $100. If you pass it with a 3, 4, or 5, you can get the college credit and hope the college credit at the university level is in your degree path. What we heard this last week, or not just this last week, from one of the counselors at Friendswood, she said, you need to really check with the universities on what AP courses they accept. Some of them have gone into elective courses instead of through the course pathway. So that means you just took the class for basically nothing, because there's not a lot of elective credits on a college degree path. Just let y'all know that too. So if you take a dual credit class, which is Collegiate High School, they're all dual credit classes, you get an A, B, or C, and it transfers to any university in the state of Texas and most of the private schools. We actually have students in probably every major university in the state of Texas. Had students at Baylor. We've had students at University of Oregon, UCLA, Howard University, University of Miami, LSU, and they accept the coursework. So just so you know that. GPAs are different at every high school, so it's kind of hard for me to tell you how they calculate dual credit classes at your high school. It would be best if you spoke to those folks. What I do know is you cannot be the valedictorian or salutatorian at Dickinson. You cannot be the valedictorian at Texas City High School or Lamarck High School. Other than that, hasn't really affected anybody that I know of up until now. So then you get to go to the top 10%. So in order to be the top 10%, you know what you have to have as far as GPA goes at the high school. You have to be a top 7% if you're going to go to UT Austin. So what that affords your child is automatic admissions to the university in which they choose, and then you still spend $20,000 to $25,000 a year, but they get to go the one they want to go to, or $60,000 at Baylor or Rice. How does this affect your child once they graduate collegiate high school? Your child, if they move on to the next level, to the university level, they have every opportunity to apply for every scholarship that every senior in their class applies to. So they go to the university technically as a freshman, and once the next semester rolls around, their grades roll around and they become juniors. I don't know if that messes anybody up or not, but they go in as freshmen because everything's based on high school graduation, and then they become juniors the spring semester after they leave us. So, any more questions?
Yeah, we have a few.
Okay, go for it.
Do 504 accommodations transfer to COM?
504 accommodations, you have to self-identify at the college level. We have a coordinator of disabilities. You would take that information to them and they would determine your accommodations.
Okay. Is the collegiate application process the same that current CHS students went through last year regarding the forms we need to fill out?
Correct, except they're all fillable online now.
Okay. My daughter is already in dual credit, so my question is, does she need to take the TSI again? If so, does she need to go in person to take it on the COM campus?
No, if she's already a dual credit, she's not going to have to take it. If she's not past the math portion, at some point she'll take the math portion. If she has not already taken it. If you've taken the old TSI, you can't commingle these two. So if she's already there, let's move on. If she needs to take the math at a later date, then we'll get her in the math section. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they are testing both on campus and online still. I think I'm right. For math or whatever she needs to take. If she's already in dual credit, she's already passed the reading portion. So.
Okay. My son's goal is CHS. However, he did also apply for dual credit. Will we know that he got into CHS before we pay for the dual credit courses?
Don't know what district, but I'm going to tell you probably not. So this is what you'll do. you go ahead and enroll in dual credit, and us moving him over to Collegiate High School is no big deal. It's just paperwork on our end.
Okay. Here's another one. So what was just explained is not the COM opportunity grant?
No, sir. No, ma'am. Whomever I'm speaking with. No, the COM opportunity grant has to do with high school seniors graduating. That's the Promise Grant. And once again, I don't know what school district, but that's the Promise Grant. That's for high school seniors graduating. This is for juniors and seniors that are still in high school.
Okay. She also wrote, meaning what was explained is the 2 years a student attends high school and college receives dual credit and can walk out with an associate's degree?
That's correct.
Okay. How can I find out about the COM opportunity grant? My child is currently a senior.
I would speak to Ramona Samantha's email. If you can type that into the chat. Samantha Gathright at COM Foundation is who you need to speak with. And if Ramona can type that in, hopefully she can type that in the chat box for you, or one of you guys. Samantha Gathright at COM Foundation. She can give you information on the Promise Grant or COM Promise, COM Opportunity. Yes.
Okay. If a student graduates with an associate's degree, does it matter if they are in the top 10%, or would they be transferring in as a junior to the university?
Not transferring, and wouldn't make any difference. If they're in the top 10%, they're going to get to go to any university that they choose to, technically, kind of, sort of. Won't make any difference. They don't transfer in. Every student, everything's based on high school graduation. When your child graduates, they're a senior in high school, no matter if they have an associate's degree. They're still a senior in high school to the university. So once they change over with that, or once they apply, they'll go a semester at the university, and then January, when they go back to school, they'll be a junior.
Okay. I was told we had to take the TSI through COM because it was waived last year due to COVID. Is this accurate?
You have to take the TSI through COM. Yes, I don't know what school district, but they have set up some testing dates at your high schools. But yes, you do have to take it with us if you've not passed with the PSAT or EOC or whichever. Yes, but no, it's not going to be waived this year unless something crazy happens.
Okay. One of the parents earlier asked about the opportunity grant. She said she's with Santa Fe. That's what she needed info on.
She still needs to speak with Samantha at COM Foundation.
This is referring to my previous question. In that case, will we only fill out? In that case, then will we only fill out in the college application with all the requirements? Is that correct? Sorry.
That's the one that asked the question about they've already passed the TSI. So if they've already passed the TSI, they just have to do the CHS application. Is that correct?
Correct. And give it the high school counselor or your college connection advisor. Yes, you won't have to redo another application because you're already a COM student.
Okay. Where do we find the collegiate form?
The collegiate application is on com.edu/CHS. And it's down on the left, it's dropped down on the left-hand side.
Okay. Is this information also relevant for the Odyssey Academy incoming 9th graders?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can current 11th grade students apply for the following year for CHS?
Yes. Juniors and seniors. You can even be seniors and come over. Yes.
Okay. That looks like it so far.
My email is on the end of the PowerPoint. It'll be up there tomorrow, I hope. That's the goal. But it is sbelcher@com.edu or rwadding, WADDING, @com.edu. Maybe we're going to stick those in the chat just in case. Call us. We don't mind answering questions. If you have anybody else that you think might be interested, please call us. We like doing these face to face. This is just where we are this year, unfortunately. So.
Okay. Texas City said they were not going to offer the TSI this year. They said all TCI SD students have to sign up to take the TSI through COM.
Oh, I was in that meeting the other night, but I'm not going to tell you I remember that. Contact Mr. Alexander, Earl Alexander at com.edu, and he is there on your campus. He will let you know that. I think they're testing at their high schools. You know what? They might not be because they have a March 12th date, and I think, well, Mark's test date is like March 13th. So yes, you might have to come to College of the Mainland and test. Yes, but I don't know that for sure. But if you need to ask Earl Alexander, either Lamarck or Texas City, he works with both high schools, and he can give you that information.
Okay. Can we join the college band?
Sure you can. Sparky would love it. And the choir. I think it's called, what's it called? Duck and Hide, Duck and Cover, something like that. They're pretty good.
Okay, one more.
Jazz, they have a jazz band and they also have a guitar band. I mean, they're all pretty, they're pretty cool.
When will we talk to a person at the college about high school schedules?
When you get accepted, and that's Miss Wren, she's online as well. You'll speak with her, and she is the guru, promise you.
All right, that's all the questions so far.
Okay. Please just reach out if you have any more questions. If you have anybody else that might want to hear any of this, we don't mind answering questions for them. But I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the questions, and once again, thanks again.
One more just came in, Sandy.
Okay, go ahead.
Will a person at the college tell us if we still have to take a high school class when we sign up?
Yes, Miss Renwick. Okay, so let me figure. No, I probably should have said that part too. So most juniors and seniors that come to us have not finished all of their high school requirements, meaning possibly chemistry, possibly physics. You have to have those when you graduate high school. Possibly algebra 2, maybe pre-cal, just depends. So you have to take those high school courses. What you don't have as far as is in your schedule is the way it looks. Most of your elective type courses are academic courses at the college that go towards your college degree. I have very few students that come to me that don't have to take any high school classes. And also the college transition course that I spoke about a zillion times, I said you have to be enrolled in every semester. That's an elective course at the high school. You have to be enrolled in that. Remember, you have to have so many electives to graduate, and you have to have your core. Physics is one of them. Algebra 2 is one of them.
Okay, one more. When will interviews begin?
When your high school send us the applications over, we'll start setting up interviews when we get them.
All right, that's it.
Okay, we're good to go?
Yep.
Write your questions down, email them to me, and we'll respond to you. Thank you again for everybody for being here, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot.